June 9th, 1982, the Beqar Valley, Lebanon. The Syrian army has established one of the deadliest air defense networks on Earth. 19 surface-to-air missile batteries, SAMs, are waiting. Any jet that enters this valley is suicide. But at 2 p.m., Israeli jets enter anyway. The Syrian radars light up. They see the targets. They lock on. They fire dozens of missiles. But then, something strange happens. The jets don't explode. They don't evade. They just keep flying. Because they aren't jets. They are plastic decoys, toys. The Syrians had just fired their entire arsenal at a fleet of cheap, unmanned drones. And while the Syrian radars were reloading, the real Israeli Air Force struck. In 2 hours, Israel destroyed 17 of the 19 missile batteries and shot down 29 Syrian jets. Israel lost 0 aircraft. It was the biggest air battle since Korea, and it changed military history forever. Welcome back to Grand Structures. Today, we aren't looking at a building or a bridge. We are looking at a structure of technology. For 40 years, Israel has been the quiet architect of a revolution. From a garage in the 1970s to the AI-driven swarms of 2025, this is the story of how a tiny nation became the world's drone superpower. Innovation is often born from trauma. For Israel, that trauma was the 1973 Yom Kippur War. Israel was caught by surprise. Their intelligence failed to see the Egyptian and Syrian armies moving until it was too late. They realized they had a blind spot. They needed eyes in the sky that didn't risk a pilot's life. Enter a handful of dreamers. In the mid-70s, a few engineers at IAI, Israel Aerospace Industries, and Taterin started playing with something that looked like a hobbyist's RC plane. It was called the Scout and the Mastiff. These weren't the Predator drones you see today. They were tiny fiberglass planes with a lawnmower engine and a modified TV camera strapped to the bottom. They looked ridiculous. General Dynamics laughed at them. But they had one superpower: loitering. A jet flies fast. It sees a target for 3 seconds and is gone. A drone could sit over a hill, buzzing like an angry mosquito, for hours. It could watch. And in 1982, during that famous battle in the Beqar Valley, those toys streamed live video of Syrian runways to Israeli commanders. For the first time in history, a general could watch a battle unfold in real time on a TV screen. The world took notice. The United States Navy, shocked by Israeli success, famously bought these Israeli drones to use on their battleships during the Gulf War. The student had become the master. Fast forward to today. The lawnmower engines are gone. Israel now produces some of the most advanced grand structures of the sky. The industry is dominated by 2 giants, IAI and Elbit Systems. Let's break down the arsenal that changed the world. First, the heavy lifter, the Heron TP, also known as the ITAN. This isn't a toy. It has the wingspan of a Boeing 737. It can fly for over 30 hours straight. It can reach altitudes of 45,000 feet, higher than commercial airliners. It carries a payload of 1 ton. Officially, it's for surveillance, but foreign reports widely indicate it is capable of carrying missiles for long-range strikes. Then, the workhorse, the Hermes 900 by Elbit. This is the backbone of the IDF's fleet. It is famous for its multispectral eyes. It can see heat, it can map terrain with radar, and it can intercept cell phone communications from 20,000 feet. But the most controversial innovation is a different category entirely: the loitering munition, also known as the suicide drone. This is the IAI Harop. The Harop doesn't fire a missile. It is the missile. It is designed to hunt enemy radar. It launches, flies to a target area, and just waits. It can loiter for 6 hours. If the enemy turns on their radar, the Harap detects the signal and dives into the radar dish, destroying itself and the target. It is a psychological weapon. It means you can never turn on your defenses without risking death.
Israel is a small country, but its drone footprint is massive. Israel consistently ranks as one of the world's top drone exporters. In fact, for a decade, it exported more drones than the United States. Why? Because the US put strict restrictions on who it sells to. Israel is more pragmatic. This has created a phenomenon called drone diplomacy. Look at Azerbaijan. In 2020, they used Israeli Harap drones to devastating effect against Armenian tanks. It was the first war in history largely decided by loitering munitions. Israel supplied the tech and in return gained a strategic ally on the border of Iran. Look at India. The Indian military is one of the largest operators of the Heron drone, using them to monitor the high-altitude borders with China and Pakistan. Even Germany leases Israeli Heron TPs to protect its soldiers. Drones have become Israel's currency. They trade technology for alliances, turning formerly hostile or neutral nations into economic partners. It's a geopolitical grand structure built on wings and sensors. But the hardware is just the shell. The real revolution and the real controversy is the software. In the conflicts of the 2020s, Israel unveiled the future of war: artificial intelligence. We know about systems like the Gospel and Lavender. These are AI programs used by the IDF. They process millions of data points, drone footage, intercepted calls, movement patterns to generate target banks at a speed no human could match. In previous wars, intel officers would produce 50 targets a day. The AI can produce hundreds. And this brings us to the present, 2025. In the recent operation known as Rising Lion, we saw the next evolution, the swarm. Reports indicate that during the June 2025 escalations, Israel deployed not just single drones, but coordinated networks. Small tactical quadcopters like the Elbit Lanius working in teams, some mapping the inside of buildings, others neutralizing threats, all communicating with each other without a human pilot guiding every move. We also saw the Iron Beam, Israel's laser defense system, working in tandem with drones to intercept incoming threats. It is a multi-layered robotic ecosystem, a war fought by machines directed by algorithms. From the balsa wood toys of the 1970s to the AI-driven hunter-killers of 2025, Israel's journey is a lesson in technological Darwinism. Survival forced them to innovate, and that innovation changed the world. Today, every modern military is trying to copy the Israeli playbook. The loitering munition is now a standard weapon in armies from Ukraine to China. The concept of real-time surveillance is now the baseline of combat. Israel built a grand structure of surveillance and precision that made them a regional superpower. But they also opened Pandora's box. The technology they pioneered is now spreading globally. The sky is no longer empty. It is watching, and it never blinks. What do you think about the rise of AI in drone warfare? Is it a necessary evolution or a dangerous step too far? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to understand the infrastructure that supports this high-tech nation, you want to miss our video on Israel's $50 billion Tel Aviv metro. It's a different kind of tunnel warfare. I'll see you there.